Hello and welcome back to the Fish Locker Workshop. I'm going to take some time today to go through my pike and predator traces. Now there's two types of traces that I use, and I use them in my pike fishing, my zander fishing, lure fishing for perch just in case you get a pike, and I also use them in some of my sea fishing, like say for instance when I'm fishing for spur dogs. I've had spur dogs bite through 80 to 100 pound mono like that. So if you put a little steel tippet on your trace, it can stop that from happening. So this is what I do. There's three types of traces really. There's a lure trace, which is just a simple section of wire with a couple of eyes on, a swivel on one end and a quick link snap on the other. And all that's for doing is you just clip that onto your main line, clip that onto your lure and fish away. The other two, one is a single hook trace. Now a lot of course venues are going on to single hooks only now, moving away from trebles completely. I'm yet to see whether or not it's going to really affect the fishing, but you do what you've got to do. This is also the type of trace that I use when I'm fishing for my spur dogs. Now at the minute this is a coarse trace. This is a 6/0 Coxswain roll chino. Now I've crushed the barb down here. These are cracking hooks for this. Real nice gape on it, heavy gauge, good point. Nothing complicated about that. The second type of trace that I use is a treble hook trace. Now you can see, look, it's got two size 6 treble hooks in tandem. This is just a little bit of heat shrink that I'll put onto there. Now the components you will need to make these traces are here. First of all, I want to start with your single hook trace. The wire, this is just standard generic 40 pound 7 strand nylon coated wire. You can knot it, but I like to crimp it, and I'll explain why. First thing you're going to do is on one end you're going to put your barrel swivel. Now these are just a strong barrel. I think these are catfish swivels, but I can't remember the brand. You just need them to be strong. And you make a simple overhand loop like that, then put the tag end through twice, slide it through your swivel, and you just tighten your knot down, and then feed the tag end in. Now tighten down, feed in, tighten down, feed in. The reason you keep feeding your tag end in is because when your knot's tightened and when you put a crimp on, you're going to snip part of that tag end off, so it's going to be wasted. Well, why snip it off and waste it when you can feed it through and make it part of your trace? Now look, I've tightened that right down, so you've got a nice eye on there. The next thing is you slide one of your crimps. The reason that I like using a Flemish eye rather than just a simple loop is that quite often if you just have a simple loop, if you just have a simple loop through like that, and when something pulls tight on it, it kinks it like this. Whereas because you've got a Flemish eye in there and the line is effectively doubled over, that won't happen. It'll just tighten and tighten and tighten until you get a really nice eye in there, and it allows good movement. Now look, you can see I've slid my crimp down. All you do is take your crimping pliers and crimp that down nicely. I like to leave a little bit of tag end, so maybe 5 or 6 mil tag end. Right, I've got this. It's just heat shrink, but it's in a pack of all different sizes, all the way from being big to small. Now the beauty of it is that it holds everything, your tag end, your crimp, all that stuff, holds it all nice and snug and tidy away from everything else. I'm going to use a little bit of black. I'm using black up at the top where my swivel is, and I like to use red down where my hooks are. So all I'm doing there, I'm just sliding it on, and then when I've finished, I'll just take a lighter and I'll just cinch it down. You see on this one, I've used red. How many predator lures have you seen with a little bit of red on there? They seem to like red. I don't know whether it's because it symbolises blood or if it's wounded or what, but I've found that predators like a bit of red. There's your trace. Next is going to be your hook. So all you'll do is you'll slide a little bit more heat shrink. Then you crimp. And then you're going to make another Flemish eye, but this time around your hook. So put it through, overhand knot, through once, through twice, put the tag end through the eye of the hook, and just start to tighten down. Same again, pass your tag end. Actually, this is going to be a little bit long. I'm going to leave a little bit out of this tag end because I've made this a little bit long. Keep tightening your Flemish eye down, and then all you do is just slide your crimp over. Slide your crimp right up to your Flemish eye, and then crimp it down nice and even. Taking off your tag end but leaving maybe 5mm. The reason I leave 5mm is just in case it slips a little tiny bit. And that is your single hook trace. It really is as simple as that. Now, your 2-hook treble trace. This is slightly more fiddly, but still really easy to make. Same again, roughly 18 inches. Unlike before where you started with your barrel swivel, we're going to start with the bottom treble now. Now, making a Flemish eye again. So through twice, through the eye of the hook, tighten it down. This is trickier, not only because there's 2 hooks, but because you're going to have to be real careful you don't get them stuck in your fingers, like I have done about 5 times. Right, you've got your Flemish eye tightened down. Slide on your crimp. There's that mash down that way. Tag end off. I'm going to slide a little bit of heat shrink down there. And that's going to go down over that crimp and that tag end. Right. Most of my dead baits, I like them about that big. So I like to set my hooks that far apart. So I can have 1 hook in the tail and 1 hook in the head. So you're going to take your second treble hook. When you look at a treble hook, it's got like 2 are on a flat and then 1 looks like it's welded on top. You're going to run the wire down the side of the one that looks like it's welded on the top. Like that. Get it to roughly the length that you're going to want. A little bit shorter than that. About there. Then this is the fiddly part. You're going to take it down and go under the bend of one of the trebles and then go round the shank and everything 3 or 4 times. 3, 4. Then you're going to pass this through the eye again, and that'll hold tight. as you can see there, that's now held in and is going absolutely nowhere. Can you see? Now you're going to slide another piece of heat shrink down, but whereas this one went down over a crimp, this one's going to go down over the eye. Like that. And all you do on the end, you're going to have your final crimp, a little piece of heat shrink, and then your final Flemish eye. Through once, through twice, through the eye of the swivel, and tighten down, feed it through, tighten down, feed it through, all the way until you get a nice tight eye on the end. Pass your tag in through your crimp. That's the beauty of getting wire from the tackle shop. It's because quite often it comes with the exact size crimps that you need. There you go. And mash it down nicely. Taking your tag end off. Now that is it. How long did that take me? It took me 10 minutes and I made two different types. You knock these out in no time. All I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take a lighter and I'm just going to cinch down this heat shrink so it holds nice and tight like that. Another way you can make them is by twisting and knotting the wire. I don't really like that, just because it's not as neat and it's not as tidy, and I don't trust the knots as much as I trust the crimps. All you do there, look, I don't know if you can see. You see on there? All you do is you go through the eye twice and you just twist the wire round itself like 10 times. There's absolutely no problem in doing that if you feel confident in doing it, but also, whereas I've got, there you see, look, I've got a Flemish eye, so the swivel's got good movement. When you've knotted it, it is a bit rigid. There you go, low traces, no bother. Dead simple, just put a split ring in and a quick link, just snap your lure on. Single up traces that can be used for sea fishing if you're fishing for something with teeth, or I use these for my pike dead baits as well, or like your standard traditional tandem treble hook rig. Dead simple, cost next to out to make. I hope this has helped. I'm going to put a couple of pictures in now of some of the pike that I've had on these homemade traces. Have a good one.